video. Today I want to share with you a video with my skincare routine. So I get a lot of questions, comments, and actually compliments about my skin. So just a little backstory about my skin. I do get a lot of compliments, and it feels really good to hear people say that my skin looks beautiful and clear and radiant, because as a teenager I suffered from acne, like really bad. Back then there weren't as many options that I knew of in terms of natural skincare products on the market, and even if there were, I didn't know much about them. I didn't know much about eating to take care of my skin or how my lifestyle could impact skin. I just thought it was something I was going through or as a result of puberty. But even on into early adulthood, I still suffered from acne, and I had the little scarring, the blemishes, the whole nine. It was just horrible. So if you know anything about my story, then you are familiar with the fact that I also in the past suffered from a skin condition called eczema. And as you might imagine, yes, I use my own skincare line, which is Sappy Loo. If you're not familiar with it, go check it out, sappyloo.com. So it was around that time when I got into natural wellness and skincare and even gardening, and learning that there are natural medicinals and alkaloids found in plants right outside your door, that I realized that I could use those compounds and things like that, and I went from there and made my own product that worked for me, worked for my children. From there I started making products for other people. Let me move this incense. I love my incense, but doing a little much today. So from there, well, I actually developed a product called eczema milk, which you can find on my site, and it is still made the same way from the beginning since 2004. But anyway, back to my skincare routine. Back in the day, I used maybe one product that was on the market back then for acne, and it did work, but the big issue with that is that it only worked while I was using it, and it did have the tendency to dry out my skin because of the chemicals, the harsh chemicals that were in that product. With me having pretty sensitive skin, that just didn't work. So I was like a rock in a hard spot. Of course, as I matured and started learning more about what I put in my body, I realized that my skin started to change a little bit, but it still did not do away with that acne and the blemishes completely. So once I started working with the natural medicinals and plants and really working with these different compounds and making my concoctions, then I came up with another product, which is called Relief Pads, which works wonders for acne, blemishes, black deposits around the tip of the nose, and the blemishes, all those things. Any shaving areas, like when men shave their hair, it's bald or get a line up, and especially the nape part of the neck in the back, you know how it bumps up really bad and becomes inflamed. So it's great for inflammation and shaving areas, even jock itch. What else we use relief pads on, y'all? Ingrown hairs, acne, rashes, you name it. As long as it's not an open wound, if it's an irritation, I've pretty much used relief pads on there. The facial products actually started with the relief pads, but it was something that I created specifically for men in their shaving area. So once I started using the relief pads on myself, I noticed that blemishes started to literally disappear, and the outbreaks started to diminish. So I would have less occurrences, and the actual whiteheads or pimples were smaller. They were like literally starting to shrink. What I love most about the relief pads is the aromatherapeutic properties, because it smells really good, effervescent, and it really gives you a sense of euphoria. It's a mental pick-me-up, have you feeling good for the rest of the day. Like seriously, literally, I like to apply it to my skin before I meditate, just to wake me up in the morning and just to level out my mood. You know how you get out of bed, you wake up and you might not be feeling 100%, you might not be with the program, you don't feel like doing everything that you wrote on your list last night to do, but you know you got to do it, but you want to feel good doing it. This is what you need. So from there, creating that product and seeing the benefits on the face that I saw with a lot of my clients at the time, I was also in the beauty care industry, and saw that they were using it on their faces and just having remarkable results. So I figured, okay, I started getting questions, you know, about whether or not I have a facial cleanser before, even though this product really cleanses deeply. It's not one that you may not want to use it every day, because there's really no need to. You'll see once you try it, your first 3 days, I always tell people, first 3 days, try it for 3 days, and you will notice a remarkable difference, even after the first day. But I always say 3, just to be clear and be sure that you've given it a really good try, and you will notice a remarkable difference in the tone of your skin, the suppleness of your skin. Should leave you with a really glowing, radiant tone and texture. There's also humectants in it to help keep your skin nice and moisturized and relieve it from being dry and cracked, which is also something that I dealt with. And I had very excessively oily skin. I still have oily skin now, but it's a little more of a combination. And this helps to keep me exfoliated so that my pores are not getting clogged. So this is like, Relief Pass is something that it's so versatile in its usage that you will just have to try it and determine how you would want to use it. For me personally, I don't wash my face with a cleanser every day, even though our cleanser, Sappy Loo Honey Drop Cleanser, is very mild in nature. I still do not use a cleanser every day, but the Relief Pad, sometimes I just substitute this as my cleanser, okay? So it's just waffle pads. You can use it as a cleanser, a pre-cleanser before you cleanse your face. You can use it as a post-cleanser or exfoliator after you cleanse your face, or you can use it intermittently midday if you are one of those people that like to, cleanse your face in the middle of the day, or you have oily skin, or you have dry skin, you just need a little booster. Then you would go over your face with the pad, and that's it. You don't have to rinse it off unless you want. I recommend using it 2 to 3 times per week, more or less depending on your skin and where your skin is when you first begin to use it. But once you use it after a while and things start to normalize and balance out, you'll find that you won't need it nearly as much as when you first start using it. And we now offer, this is our old label, so that's why it's green, but I start with the Relief Pad, but now we have it in solution form where you can saturate your cotton ball or a cotton swab based on how little or how much you need, and it's more controllable, and you also get more bang for your buck with this. This came from a client suggestion, and I found that a lot of clients and customers really appreciate the fact that they can use this product however they want to control whether or not the pad is saturated to their liking. They can always use this to maybe put cotton balls or pads in here and refill it however you want to do it. So I will start with the cleanser. I go with the Honey Drop Foam Cleanser. Very mild, perfect for my skin and anybody who has combination skin, oily skin, dry skin, doesn't matter. This will not dry your skin out. What I like about it is, like I said before, I have really sensitive skin. Although it's naturally oily, most chemical and commercial products tend to dry it out to where my skin is very chafed and almost flaky, yet it will still be oily, as I have a tendency to still produce a lot of oil. So the oil will still be sitting there on that dry, cracked skin. I don't know if any of you can identify with that, but that's me. So it works great with a loofah, sponge, or any natural sponge. Generally, I use my hand. From there, we have the Sea Silk Mud Mask, which is a bentonite clay mask, but it also has organic coconut oil in it, which is really great for me because it leaves such a very, very thin layer of oil that feels more like moisturizer. And it also contains arrowroot, which has magnificent benefits for the skin also. A nice thick formula. Depending on your skin type, I always tell people you can loosen this up either with water, aloe vera juice, aloe vera plant, although it already has aloe in it. You could also use witch hazel. If you have really oily skin, then I would just use it as is, just on my wet skin. Apply it to the wet skin, let it dry out, as it will help to extract a lot of the excessive oil from your skin, from the sebaceous production. If you have dry skin, then you can also mix a little honey in the palm of your hand and just apply it that way. That way it doesn't have the drying effect. You could also use vegetable glycerin. Modify it according to your skin type or just use it as is. Finally, we have the Dew Drop Moisturizer. It's really thin and easy to work with, especially if you have dry skin, combination, or oily. It's thin enough for oily skin, it's non-greasy, and the humectant value is perfect if you have dry skin, okay? So it's very thin, goes on smoothly, leaves you with a nice, soft, glowy, moist finish, okay? Don't you love your skin, your face nice and... Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna just run through my routine with you. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and steam my face with a hot towel before I cleanse. It's always good to moisten your face, even if it's not with hot, steamy water, just to start getting things soft and loosened up and to start opening your pores. So we will start with Sappy Loo Honey Drop. Still a little damp. I don't want it wet per se before I go on with the relief pads. Relief pads are pretty potent, so you might want to try the pads out first before you cleanse your face, because now your pores are open. Very effervescent effect. So I just like to soften my skin again to loosen up the dirt, the oil, the debris, and then I go on with the pads in a circular motion. I like to start in my trouble areas where I need to exfoliate the most, which is just beneath my bottom lip, also the corners here, on the side near my temples, and my nose. And allow the product to do the work. Make sure you avoid your eyes. I'm starting to feel the aromatherapeutic properties of Euphoria. It's beginning to really, literally lift my mood. I really like to use it in the morning. It's the most awesome pick-me-up. So for the men, for the fellas, this is wonderful in that beard. If that beard ever gets musty and has that little, that little smell, depending on your lifestyle, that you carry one of these in your gym bag or keep it in your desk at work, keep it in your car, or you can just kind of freshen up that beard in between time, okay? now. Typically, the next step is going to be the facial mask. Again, this is not an everyday usage. For me, it depends on your skin type. And when I use it, I normally do not use it in conjunction with the relief pads. I will use the relief pads during the day and the mud mask for my nightly routine. Just for the sake of the video, I am going to go ahead and put the mask on. And again, you can just go straight on with the mask, or you can use any type of bristle brush applicator, exfoliator type thing, just depending on your preference. It can get a little messy, so I went ahead and put my towel on here. My brush is moist, so it makes the mask a lot easier to work with. Remember to avoid your eye area. So I'm gonna let this dry for a bit. Sip on my tea. Hibiscus tea is beneficial for your face as well, but not only your face, also high blood pressure. It helps to detoxify your blood, which is also of course good for your skin, and oxygenating your body so that you can have more energy. So we carry a high quality organic, non-genetically modified hibiscus. Is wonderful. You can go find that as well on sappyloo.com. It's great when you can find products that work topically, but at the end of the day, it's what's going on the inside of your body that manifests on the outside, letting you know, okay, there's something going on in here, and let's start addressing it. Okay, so it's dry enough. It's pretty much dry to my satisfaction. I'm going to go ahead and rinse it off. Feels wonderful. Comes off silky smooth. So the last and final step would be the Dew Drop Moisturizer. If you ever use this, then you already know that it's like one of the best moisturizers you can ever apply to your skin. A very thin and fine layer. It's full of humectant, so it brings the moisture into your skin, makes it soft and supple. So think non-greasy. Take that out of your mind. It's a non-greasy formula, very light, and it's perfect for every skin type. And all you need is a little squirt. See? A little dab of do-ya. And for me, when I did have like extreme skin issues, my face was always extremely oily, but it would still be dry and chafe. But with this, like I said, it goes on thin, very thin, and it leaves your skin just soft and radiant. I mean, just beautiful. The good thing about these products is that, you know, once you've tried it, you can always modify things, and it ends up like a little goes such a long way. It doesn't take much at all to achieve beautiful, radiant skin, okay? Even the shine that you see is not greasy. It's non-greasy. That's moisture. Touch it, feel it. That's moisture. Not grease, it's moisture. Put on some lip gloss. So there you have it. This is my skincare routine from Doc Taj of Sappy Life Wellness. So what do you think? It feels really good. Like, I feel good. My skin is breathing. I mean, I literally feel my skin breathing. It feels liberated. I feel, you know, euphoric. I'm on cloud 9. I feel really good. My spirit, my mood is uplifted. That's one of the, like I said, top benefits that I don't really find in any other product out there. And these products were made specifically for people who have problematic skin, but it's designed for anyone that just want their skin to look and feel good. So if you're looking for a really good skincare routine that works for you, you have sensitive skin, dry skin, combination skin, skin that won't act right, skin that gives you trouble, skin that's kicking your butt, acne, blemishes, blackheads, the stuff in the nose, all of that, then click in the description box. You can get the whole set, this whole set of the entire set of Sappy Loo facial products in a bundle. Click in the box so you can get that discount, get that skin how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Also, don't forget your hibiscus tea. We'll put that in the link below because you got to take care of the inside. If you don't do that, then all this is just of no value. Okay, so also join 14 days to total transformation. I'll also put that link in the description. It's a transformation group. It's bigger than the detox. Just go on and join the group. 14 days to total transformation group. See what people are saying, how they're shedding pounds, how they're reaching their weight goals, how they're getting clarity of thought when they haven't been able to concentrate, having mental fog for months, and especially since the pandemic. What else are they saying? Their skin is glowing with or without product, feeling beautiful. Their lives are being transformed, not just physically, but the spiritual elevation, the mental elevation that we're experiencing in each and every group. I always say that I'm not gonna participate, that I'm just going to orchestrate and, you know, lead the group. I always end up participating because I find so much benefit in it myself, and you all, the participants, they feed me as much as they say that they're being fed and uplifted. It's just such a wonderful experience, and there's no time like now that we all really need that type of upliftment, that type of encouragement, support from one another. These are complete strangers who literally boost each other up in the group, even when I'm not posting and, you know, putting comments in and giving guidance. There are people who this is their first time detoxing. You know, again, I call it a transformation because it does encompass detoxing, but it's not just a detoxification. It's complete, total transformation. So when you're ready, if you ain't ready, you're gonna be ready once you start. So hop on there, let's get going. The next one is up really, really soon. Go ahead and register. See you then. Peace and blessings. The light in me bows to the light in you.